We're live in 3. Oh, we're live now. Jim, welcome.
We're live,
hey, everybody.
Hello.
Hello. Welcome. Guess what? Gitmo is open for business, buddy. Gitmo is open for business. I am so stoked about it. We're going to talk about that. The Dems are going absolutely batshit crazy over USAID. So they hit the nerve. Yep. They hit that target. Got their slush fund, and now they're all panicking. We're going to talk about that. AOC speaks, and who doesn't want to hear her nonsense? Of course. We're going to show you that. Jim's got some things he wants to talk about. I don't know what they are really, but we'll get into them later if it matters. Also, today, our top 5 is top 5 male lead singers in a band.
Why are you looking at me?
Making sure we're on the same page.
We're on the same page.
We were not on the same page last time.
Not on my list, even though he should be number 1 on everybody.
In the band. Hall & Oates, technically, probably a band, although terrible.
Could make an appearance.
Although terrible. So that, plus it's Ask Us Anything Wednesday, folks. If you want to, go in the chat section, ask us whatever you want to ask us, and we will answer them as honestly and as truthfully as we want. I mean, as we can.
And if we don't know what it is, we'll be very good at making it up.
Oh, we sure will. So, folks, stay tuned for that. Plus, obviously, so much more, Jim, on another amazing episode of what?
That would be live.
Yes.
Live from the Patriot Prayer Network studios.
Love your excitement.
It would be.
Can you do a little more excitement?
2 guys, 1 coup.
Be right back.
Lost in the crowd, truth hides deep, buried in the noise. Left hand deals lies, can't stifle the choice. Back rage, flames in the night, no more chains, break free from the fright. Eyes clear now, vision in the dark. We stand up, never bow to the mark. We are the storm, we are the fight. 2 guys, 1 coup, bringing light. No more lies, no more games. Stand tall and truth, break the chains. They spit and scream, push buttons in the dark. Yet we rise, never crumble in the park. Paint our faces with colors bright. March ahead in the dead of night. Shattered dreams won't silence us now. Left and right mixed poison in the vow, but we see through, we feel the beat.
Because of my incredible vocals during that intro, I should be on the list of 5.
Well, and with lead guitarist, I should be on there too.
You guys did hear my version of That's Amore last episode, did you?
Well, some people did, and that's why we have less people watching today.
You're probably not wrong. Look at this already. Aiken, welcome back to Whose Line Is It Anyway?
Let's see. Morning, Aiken, M's dad, Buckeye.
Yeah, Buckeye.
Donna,
Rich, thank you
Rick.
on there. Good morning, all.
Your thoughts? I'm a little disappointed.
Pride Month canceled. Your thoughts?
I had my outfit set up for the parade. I was ready to go.
His float. He made his float. I'll show you a picture of that during June. Pride Month canceled. What does this say? Oh, Dale, you are definitely on a couple lists.
Yeah, but I'm not so sure there'll be positive lists.
You coming from him? What do you think?
If we did a top 5 podcast shows, you gotta think we gotta be in the top 5.
You gotta think that.
I mean,
you gotta think that. Yeah. If not just below, maybe equal to Rogan, maybe, or I would think. Come on. What is he got?
I think at the last show,
money. What?
I think we probably went ahead of Rogan.
You think so?
The last show? Put us over the top.
I think the numbers show it too. Yeah.
Buckeye, why do you keep saying Jim cheat?
Jim, it's true. Jim equals cheat. I agree. He may not. He told off air before it started, Buckeye, just for your information. He did say that all of his list is going to be on in a band. Like all his main singers, they're technically, and that's why it led me to say like Hall & Oates is technically a band, but I think you're going to find a loophole, and it's going to be
Boy George is in a band.
Boy George, the Culture Club. I mean, why do I know that? What does this say? I don't know. USAID, a criminal terrorist CIA operation, weapons of mass destruction. USAID to Israel, IDF. I don't know what I'm talking about here. Put it out there.
It's YouTube.
Yeah. Folks, listen. Yeah, we got a lot to go over here. Again, ask us anything. You already asked us about Pride Week, and we are certainly Pride Month. We're certainly disappointed.
Oh, I mean, that just goes for we're a bunch of homophobes.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's who we are. I mean, we support Trump, right? So we got to be homophobes.
Even though, folks, I don't know if you you know what? Let's play Lock and Load coffee commercial, and then we'll come back to.
All right. Lock and Load, great care.
I'm thinking about you, Rich and Sharon.
Yeah, you are. It's nice of you. Nice of you to think about them. Normally, I'm the one who's thinking about them. Drink coffee, shoot guns. Best shirt made. Trust me. Be right back.
Grit is defined as firmness of character, unyielding courage in the face of hardship or danger. At Grit Gear Apparel, we honor all military, police, fire, public service, and patriotic Americans, both men and women regardless of color, creed, or religion. Our brand represents the love and freedom for our country, the heroism of all our men and women, and the principles of what this wonderful country was built on. Our goal is to regenerate the sense of patriotism and to spark the American pride within us. To stand together in the toughest times and become victorious, to preserve all our freedoms, to honor our flag, and to respect the men and women who have fought and died for us to have these freedoms. Wear our brand with pride, with a sense of patriotism, and as a statement for the love of our country. Whether you're military, public official, or civilian, our brand is for you. Together we stand as Americans.
I believe I said the Lock and Load coffee commercial.
I know. I love it. You started with that Lock and Load coffee.
The Lock and Load coffee commercial.
Oh, I thought you wanted to play. Wasn't it? Jim.
You just don't listen to me.
Well, why don't you click the freaking buttons? Stupid.
You won't let me. You
just did there.
You won't let me.
Lockandloadcoffee.com and gritgearapparel.com. Thank you, Buckeye. They're one and the same. You go support Grit Gear, you go support Lock and Load Coffee. You scoop on code 2GUYS, you get 10% off your entire order.
Just
keep doing it.
Logo.
That's right.
I mean, the hat, the drink coffee, shoot guns. I mean, come on.
Where's your Lock and Load shirt? Where's your lock and Load shirt? Where's your Lock and Load hat?
I don't have one yet.
Yeah, I don't have one yet.
Rich,
what are you waiting for?
I don't have one
tax return? I mean, what do you?
Yeah, Rich is. Daddy's yelling at us.
Girls, calm down. I will not. I hate Jim.
Dad.
Everybody hates Jim. That should be a TV show. Jim, I don't hate you, technically.
No.
So here's the thing. It's like my kids. I love you. I don't like you. Mm-hmm. I mean, there's a difference.
But I do want to, since you always start and you get mad at me for not doing something, so I want to start the show off today by showing. So
anyways, I want to talk about this first.
Let's talk about real quick, because I think this is funny in the end. Okay. Dale showed the great picture of the DNC talking about all the different genders and all
genders that they have to elect.
Now,
right?
most of you probably have seen this, but I want to play this, and then in the end, I got to tell you that, see if most of you didn't know this or not. But this was the DNC folks voting on who was going to lead them.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
We're finding out ways to expedite this.
That's a hard word.
Because of our gender balance provisions on this next ballot, you will be able to vote for 2 candidates of any gender on the next ballot.
Woo!
Okay?
Any gender.
So on this next ballot, you will be able to vote for 2 candidates of any gender on the next ballot. If 2 candidates receive...
what a cluster.
This is turn to Helen to clarify this last part.
I can't read.
I'm clarifying. Watch this.
Oh, here comes Helen.
You are in this next ballot where you have 2 votes. As the chair has said, you may vote for 2 males, 2 females, 2 of any gender, okay? Nope, you can't do that because we've got to balance. You could vote for 1 of any gender, okay? Or no, non-binary gender, excuse me. It is
Oh my God,
late,
I'm confused.
okay?
Okay, folks.
What
Okay,
are you talking about?
that was who they could vote for. Okay, in the
These
end,
are the leaders of the DNC.
they voted for to lead the Democratic Party a straight white guy.
Straight white man.
After all that,
After all that explained,
white
you know
guy.
why? They probably wouldn't have, but it would have been, you know, if I was there and I was one of the lunatic brainwashed sheep that follows this Democrat party, I would have been like, I don't know who I'm supposed to vote for. I've been told I can and can't vote for. I don't know. Even if I believe there was more than 2 genders, which in any way, shape, or form, come hell or high water, that could never happen to me. I wouldn't know who to vote for in that. I don't understand their instructions.
But when you saw the whiteout, when they were as you went with the wider screen, the people sitting in the front were looking at each other, laughing. They were making a joke of it because this is a joke.
It's ran by retards.
He had her explain it better than him, and she didn't.
Yeah, it's true. Well, we got some comments here. Oh, here you go. Yep. I can't read, so I'm going to hand it off to another person that can't speak. That's exactly what happened.
That's the Democrat Party for you. M's dad, you did another one too.
Public education on display. You're right. You're right.
Great gear.
Did you guys see Elizabeth Warren going off? I did. I did.
But we've got something on AOC did too.
We got AOC.
Damon, welcome.
Hey, Damon.
What are they talking about?
How would we know?
You know,
we're hoping you can explain. Can anybody?
There was funny though. Greg, if anybody watched Greg Gutfeld last night, he asked. He goes, "Where was the deaf interpreter?"
I know
the one that
the
sign language. Where was
she'd have had arthritis by the time she was done trying to explain that.
Yep. It gives me a headache all the
headache.
time hearing that.
Let me tell you, someone else was going to give you a headache. I'm going to play right now. AOC talking about Elon Musk, who, by the way, for the record, you're right. He is not an elected official, but we elected him. We don't act surprised, Dems, that Elon Musk is going through government efficiency since 6 months before the election. We talked about the Department of Government Efficiency and Elon Musk being involved, right? And all of a sudden, it's a shock. I love it. They're shitting their pants. All their money's going away. They can't get Chuck Schumer, who's worth $18 million, his funds are going away. How are you worth $18 million, Chucky? I mean, I don't get it on a $280,000 a year salary. How are you worth it? I don't know. But AOC, you know, in the brilliance that only AOC could bring, explains how Elon Musk is just basically stupid.
Right.
AOC.
The rocket scientist.
Yeah, a rocket scientist. Well, it's not rocket science. Well, no, it really is. This time. So here's AOC spewing off her charm. And anyways, let's listen to Tits McGee. Hold on.
Is probably one of the most unintelligent billionaires I have ever met or seen or witnessed. Which, you know, you can probably even glean that from watching these people on TV. Anyways, all of that is to say is that they don't do their homework. Clearly, like, they're putting 19-year-olds in at the Treasury. This dude is not smart. And the danger in in the lack of intelligence and the lack of expertise that Elon has. I mean, this guy is one of the most morally vacant, but also.
Was she describing herself or Elon Musk?
Why doesn't she just stick to jumping on trampolines and shut up?
So just least knowledgeable about these systems that we really know of. But the point is that what that means.
Is there a point? There's a point? Shut up, bitch, and pour me a Manhattan.
Is that they're going to hit a button, inevitably. They are going to hit a button and things can go sideways.
Yes. So thank you.
What
It's
button
exactly
are we
what we
talking
voted
about?
for. I don't know what button.
I mean, he doesn't have nuclear codes. I don't think.
I mean, he might.
Yeah, says the bartender. That was one of
That's
the
right.
things on X. So a
Says the
bartender calls a rocket scientist dumb.
I didn't see that. Listen, a bartender calls a rocket scientist dumb, and we're supposed to.
The voters
Clearly
in
the
the
voters in
district are
didn't idiots. Listen, it's a lost cause.
Says the bartender.
Yep. What's this say? Crazy. My God. You want to pour me a bourbon? I know. Like, you can't help but drink. She's the leading cause of alcoholism, I think, in the nation is her voice. Oh, the internet one the other X, this one X the other day. I saw it on there and it said Adam Schiff's voice is the #1 cause of vaginal dryness.
You know, we should probably have a top 5. Top 5 voices that cause vaginal.
Adam Schiff's voice is the #1 cause of vaginal dryness.
Folks, you'll never hear that anywhere else. You won't hear that anywhere.
You won't
else,
hear that. Yeah, you're not going to hear that on CNN, you know. Anyway, so Caroline Leavitt, she also spoke about Elon Musk, and I have to believe she's probably a little bit more in tune and intelligent with what's going on. You might notice the difference in some of the speak here, but here she is. Can you guys hear it?
Assess what's happening at USAID? Well, first of all, Elon Musk is a once-in-a-generation business leader. He is an entrepreneur. He serves as a great ally and a friend to the president. And I think Elon Musk also has a little bit of common sense. And I think the American people really appreciate that when it comes to the federal government, because it seems like all common sense has been lost in this city. And that's what you see when you look at USAID. I know Secretary Rubio made some comments about how he will be acting as the director over that agency. And here's the reason why Elon Musk and others have been taking a look. Because if you look at the waste and abuse that has run through USAID over the past several years, these are some of the insane priorities that organization has been spending money on. $1.5 million to advance DEI in Serbia's workplaces, $70,000 for a production of a DEI musical in Ireland, $47,000 for a transgender opera in Colombia, $32,000 for a transgender comic book in Peru. I don't know about you, but as an American taxpayer, I don't want my dollars going towards this crap, and I know the American people don't either, and that's exactly what Elon Musk has been tasked by President Trump to do, to get the fraud, waste, and abuse out of our federal government.
Yeah, there's some more too. So besides that, I don't know what a $70,000 for a DEI musical in Ireland would look like. You know, what is the Lucky Charms guy now going to be black, or is it like the DEI? Like, they stole my Lucky Charms. Was that right? That's not racist.
That would actually be pretty good.
Well, it was pretty good.
That would
like
be
Mr.
pretty
T.
good. That would be.
I pity the fool who steals my Lucky Charms.
Yeah.
I mean, but there's also $2 million for Moroccan pottery classes. $2 million promoting tourism to Lebanon. You going to Lebanon?
No, thank you.
I mean, we might be going to Gaza soon. So, but
yeah, that would be cool. Yeah.
Hold on to that. $20 million for a Sesame Street show in Iraq.
Okay.
1 terrorist, 2 terrorists.
My guess is they're going to kill Bert and Ernie. Throw them off a building.
I think they're homosexual, right? So they're going to throw them off a building there.
Thinking they are. Yeah.
Are you still thinking Bert and Ernie is? Way back then?
I don't know.
Who's under that Big Bird costume? That's what I want to know. Sending Ukrainians to Paris Fashion Week. That seems like a good use of the money.
Sending
for USAID.
Ukrainians
to Paris Fashion Week.
Fashion Week.
Yep. $1.5 million for DEI in Serbia. She went over the DEI musical in Ireland, the transgender opera in Colombia. Send me my coffee beans and don't worry about that. That's what. $2 million for sex changes in Guatemala. This is all part of the USAID program, folks.
Yeah.
$6 million for tourism in Egypt, $1 million to help disabled people in Tajikistan, what is it? Tajikistan. To help disabled people, not just to help them, but for them to become climate leaders.
You know, the funny thing about these DEI money going to these places,
yeah,
it's not gonna work there.
It's not gonna work there because it's not going there. It's going in the pockets of every Dem who went out there and threw this tantrum in front of and tried to get into the USAID building and all that. That's who it's going to.
I got an idea.
I do like this. I saw this too. Maragaza.
The next drag show.
Yeah.
From RuPaul. Live from Serbia.
Live from Serbia.
Or Iraq.
Yeah.
I'm
see how it goes.
One show.
they wouldn't even get off the plane.
No.
You know, the plane would be shot down. Here's Marco Rubio talking about USAID.
That is, yeah, there are things that USAID, that we do through USAID that we should continue to do, and we will continue to do. But everything they do has to be in alignment with the national interest and the foreign policy of the United States. And the attitude that USAID has adopted over the years is, no, we are independent of the national interest. We fund programs irrespective of whether it's aligned or not aligned with the foreign policy. That's ridiculous. These are taxpayer dollars. Every penny that we spend in foreign aid needs to be in furtherance and aligned with the national interest and the foreign policy of the United States. So this is not about ending the programs that USAID does per se. There are things that it does that are good, and there are things that it does that we have strong questions about. It's about the way it operates as an entity. And they're supposed to take direction from the State Department, policy direction. They do not. Not only do they not take policy direction, they're completely uncooperative. When you ask questions, when you try to go in and find out, okay, what does this program do? Who's getting the money? Why was this funded? Why are we doing this? Why aren't you coordinating with the embassy or the State Department? Their attitude is, we don't have to answer to you because we are independent. We answer to no one. Well, that's not true. And that
was Secretary of State.
Wow. Unbelievable, right? But totally believable. This one here, I wanted to put this, from Buckeye. Bert and Ernie going over the ledge. Book it. Agreed.
I guarantee you. Dem's dad's going to cancel his vacation to Lebanon.
The Dems, clown scumbags, treason money, launch and re-treason, shut it all down. This is from Sam McFarland. Welcome, by the way. I don't know you, Sam, but we're glad you're here listening, and thank you. We appreciate your input.
We had a couple new countries that our very talented listeners came up with. Shithole stand. Shithole stand. Ejaculate stand. Whack off a stand. We bring out the best in people.
Oh, we sure do, don't we?
But folks, it's the key thing here is, and the Dems, they can't tell the whole story.
No, they cannot.
He is not letting USAID stop.
Correct.
Right. He is now in the direction. The 600 people working for USAID are gone. It's going to be incorporated into the State Department, which is where it should have been in the first place.
Yeah, correct.
Countries are still going to get their money. There were countries from I believe not Portugal. There was a South American, I can't remember, El Salvador or something like that, was happy to hear that this funding was stopping because it's not going
because the money doesn't go there. No,
it goes towards oppression. It goes to other opposition, and it goes to other things than it's supposed to go to. And that's what this is doing. It's saying, hey guys, why are we sending this money here? Why is it important for $20,000 to go for a drag queens to read to kids in South America? What's the point of that? That's all this is.
What's our money?
But the Dems can't get over this stuff. They say it, So here's my whole point on this. When
you have a point like AOC
politician complains about money stop going to certain places, you have to ask yourself why.
Again, it leads to one conclusion, whether it's conspiracy or not. Why are you out there protesting? Why are you out there screaming that this department, this organization needs to remain active because it does so much for so many? bullshit. It does so much for all of you, all you senators, all you House of Representatives that are getting kickbacks on this.
And that's what I was.
That's who it supports.
Tim's dad.
Money laundering.
Money
It is
laundering.
literally a money
That's what
laundering
this
scheme.
is, especially to the Ukraine.
I mean,
that was money laundering.
Well, I don't care what I mean, you see all the bullshit it was going to. I mean,
Yep.
are you talking really a DEI, like an opera? What? This is all money laundering at its best. Buckeye says this, beginning to think we brought out the best in you guys. My apology. No,
it doesn't take much to bring this out of us.
Oh no, I mean, this is way calmer than you should see us off air. Joni Ernst too. So first of all, if Marco Rubio keeps talking like that, I might just end up liking that guy. I was hesitant about deep state Marco in a way.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see if he keeps just following the plan, being a good little soldier and doing Trump's agenda, then we're good to go on that. Joni Ernst, also of all people, had this to say about USAID.
Had an excellent discussion about USAID last night. And this is an issue I have focused on for years now with my squeal work in the United States Senate. USAID has stonewalled me at every opportunity in exercising my congressional oversight. So I gave examples of that last night on X Spaces with Elon. We talked about the waste that we have found within the organization. And so, yes, do we need to scrutinize every last dollar going through there? Absolutely, we do. And I'm glad to see that we're moving it to the State Department.
Yay.
Remember when the Dems used to complain about the spending?
Oh, I remember. Well, they're the ones who are always spending. They're the ones who are racist. They're the ones always spending. They're the ones
that it's being stopped.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Do you want to go on from USAID?
Well,
or
I think we need to, from all of this, folks, from what DOGE is doing, from what Homan is doing, to cover all of this stuff, to shut this crap down, to get us back to normalcy, to get us back to where we are. This is what the Dems are doing, and it's kind of funny in a sense. Here's Chuck Schumer.
Oh boy,
we will win.
Listen to the crowd.
We won't rest. We won't rest.
Great.
Yeah, so
they need the Democrats. The Democrats need a real.
That's one. Folks, somebody needs to explain to me what an insurrection is, because I'm thinking this is.
Not take this. We will fight back. Fight back. Fight back. And as I close out, because I know we've been out here for a long time, and goddamn it, shut down the city. We are at war. Anytime a person can pay $250 million into a campaign and they be given full access to the Department of Treasury of the United States of America, we are at war.
My ears are bleeding.
Isn't that
literally bleeding?
And then I did not realize this.
That's an
I think Representative Crockett helps us understand what all this deportation is all about.
At least she's not racist.
We've got these cities and these towns that are being overrun by gangs and the crime out of control. I absolutely agree with that. And guess what? It's the MAGA gang. It is the white supremacists that have decided to descend upon places such as Springfield, Ohio. So I agree with him.
What?
I just disagree with who the problems are. The problems are him and his minions. The problems aren't the people that have come to make our economy stronger, the people that have actually been able to help to continue to make sure that we got out of the big hole that he put us in after COVID-19 with his ineptness. I agree that there are problems in our communities, but usually it's some white supremacists on the other side.
Whitey. It's Whitey.
That helps explain it. This is some of the brightest and
Whitey's
best
fault.
the Democrat has to offer.
This
Folks,
is
if you don't
who's
remember the Springfield, Ohio thing.
Yeah.
You remember there was a play or something that was going at a theater, and then some people dressed as Nazis were carrying the swastika, and they said they were MAGA people.
Yep.
I want to say one thing. They were wearing masks.
Yep.
MAGA, we don't hide our face.
Yeah. Nope.
MAGA doesn't carry swastika signs.
Nope.
MAGA does not follow Hitler. We are not Nazis.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So when you see people like that, you see people doing those things with masks on.
First of all, there's your first giveaway.
It's not us.
That's your first
But
giveaway.
that's what she's referring to. If everybody remembers that back Springfield, how they did it. And then it went away really fast because they found out that it was people dressing as MAGA to make it look bad for it. That's because you know damn well if it was somebody from MAGA, it would have been still going on right now.
They would have. Jim, we're going to play shopwithamerica.us. Get that. We'll be right back, folks. 1 minute.
Welcome to Shop with America, where the emphasis is on America. Our movement is to switch away from your shopping with the big box stores and the mega corporations back to supporting family-owned, made in America. We've been giving these big box stores our money every day for years. But what's happened is they forced many small businesses to shut down. We call this the illusion of choice. We see all these products in these stores, but in reality, it's only a few companies that control it all. There are thousands of lawsuits for health damage because they put profit over our people. But there is another choice. We found a better way. There's a family-owned American factory with product integrity and have always done things the right way for the right reasons. And this company outperforms the big box stores. That's due to their month-to-month shopping club. They make everyday consumer products that we all use and buy again and again, like toothpaste, shampoo, coffee, and organic beef. Go to shopwithamerica.us today.
Please go to shopwithamerica.us today and please go support them. What you're going to do is you're going to sign up for it. You're going to fill out a form and then they are going to reach out to you. Shopwithamerica.us. It's a good way for all of us to get involved and for all of us to buy American products. Your normal everyday products, your cleaning supplies, your paper towels, your napkins, your whatever. That's where you're going to want to put your money to. So please go to shopwithamerica.us. We will have further information on that and how it all works as it grows and we know more, but can't do it without your support. So please go support them if you will. Good people there for sure. Anyways, it is Ask Us Anything Wednesday. Nobody's asking us anything because that's how it is all the time. Who's Lynn? Hey, Lynn. Hey, this is an insurrection at its best. If Trump would have stood there yelling the crap that Schumer and these half-baked idiots are doing, they'd be screaming to have him jailed. I don't get it.
They are
Lynn, thank you. Yep. Thank you for your participation.
Mm-hmm. They're calling. Finally, we have some comments from YouTube that are somewhat intelligent.
Yeah, thank you, YouTube listeners. Finally, because usually it's the
cool.
woo. Usually we can't even play them, because they don't like us over there.
But it's true. I mean,
changing maybe. Mm-hmm.
It's this whole thing. Insurrection. Mm-hmm. They're trying to get people in the streets to fight this. They're trying to do this. They're trying to do that. And an example of some of this stuff going on is what's going on in California. With these illegal. I can't believe you're sending the illegals home. They're bad people, folks.
Correct.
That's who's going home right now. It's bad people. It's the worst of the worst, right?
And they're going to Gitmo. So Gitmo.
Well, they're going to Gitmo because these are really bad people.
These are bad people.
Trump made a good point. We're sending them to Gitmo because I don't trust the other countries to keep them in jail.
Correct.
These are bad people.
Yeah,
but
why not?
Don't you love it? How Mexico, let me rephrase this. They're protesting the illegal immigration being sent back home, right? They're protesting it, burning the American flag.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
But holding up the Mexican flag.
Go home.
Why don't you go home?
Why don't you go back?
What?
Go back to your beloved home country.
Right.
You understand? Do you see the people now? They're driving by with Ice Ice Baby playing on the radio as they drive past the protest.
That's the way it should be done.
People, I'm telling you, that's how it should be done. Go home. We haven't even really talked about that, but then I am going to kind of switch over into this. Pete Hegseth, Secretary of Defense.
I'm familiar with him.
Defense. Yep. Went down to the border with Tom Homan. Here's a little bit of that.
The Defense Department has been helping on the border for decades, just not at the level that President Trump has charged us with right now.
Yep.
Because we believe, and he believes, that border security is national security. Guys and gals of my generation, have spent decades in foreign countries guarding other people's borders. It's about time we secure our own border.
Yep.
Tens of millions of people have poured across this border under Joe Biden's administration, unchecked. We have no idea who they are. We have no idea where they're coming from. We have no idea what their intentions are. In many ways, under the Biden administration, and Tom knows this better than anybody else, they were facilitated their entry into this country. That stops now under President, and the Defense Department is proud to be a part of it. We have defended other places and other spaces. We will defend this line. And in talking to the men and women in uniform, they're proud to be here. They're excited to be here. They're motivated to be here because they're defending their friends, their family, their communities, their church, their schools, their loved ones from an invasion of people whose intentions we don't know. We are going to get control of this border.
Yep. That is exactly what is going to happen. It's nice to have the leadership like that again. And because of that and what we have seen, Jim, you have a slide you want to put up there, but the leadership, the recruitment for the Army in December of 2024 was at an all-time high in the last 15 years. Army recruiting shatters after President Trump. I can't see what the bottom says, but
I know it's our things covering.
Yep. But there you go. Back in business.
And if you see on the right-hand side, there's a cartoon where it shows Hegseth telling the previous administration, meet your replacement.
Yep.
You know, the dressed up. And so,
and
not entered.
Not a DEI, transgender, whatever. That is all.
Grown-ups have entered the building.
They have. They've entered the building, and that's absolutely been impressive over the last 3 weeks. I don't understand how they were. Again, I will say this over and over again, how surprised the Dems are. They're not surprised. They know what's happened. They had this plan. We're going to protest. If Trump does this, we're going to do this. If he does this, we're going to do that. If he, nominates this person, we're going to, pitch a fit, until we get what we want. It's not, it doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter because, Trump, he can't run again. He's got a 2-year window where he has control. Hopefully that continues after the midterms, but you know how midterms go. In legal election, I feel we would maintain the House, maybe even grow the House. And maybe
I would think we would grow the House, depending how the economy's going, right?
You're correct.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But I feel that in a normal, election cycle, typically the president in charge loses seats. I mean, that's on a normal, like it or not. It's just kind of the way the pattern it's been forever and ever and ever. So
Trump has broken the pattern a lot, though.
He has. So I'm not, of course he has. So of course I expect full control and I expect to gain more. Of course, back in 2022, I expected a red wave and it didn't happen. So they're
a lot more cautious now.
Yeah, I get that. I do. I understand that. But at any rate, he's got 2 years and in a short window to jam this shit down their throat.
Has to.
And fix all of the damage the Biden administration did. I mean, all of it. And even the damage that they put forth during Trump's first administration. There's a lot of years back to Obama forward here that we have to fix. And he is doing it. He made promises and he's keeping those promises. That's what we voted for.
The prices are going to start coming down.
Of course they will.
That within 2 years, when the midterms are there, prices will be down. I still think there's going to be an issue with China. There always is, but I believe that President Trump, and I'm going to be completely honest with you, and I know I don't feel I'm going out on a limb here. Within 1 to 2 years, you're going to find that there will be building BMW, and Mercedes assembly plants in the United States of America.
Mm-hmm.
They will. I think you're going to start seeing it. Why not? You've got some of the best workers in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Bring that here.
Right.
We'll build them.
Yep.
We'll build them. We'll save you the tariffs that you have to ship them across the ocean on.
Well,
build your plant the way you want to.
BMW plant in Greenville, South Carolina. There's plants here, obviously, Kia and Hyundai and all that. I mean, they're being built here, but I think we're going to see more and more of that for them to save those tariffs.
And that's all that's all he's saying. But things are coming down. Things are going to start coming down. Okay, 12 days, folks, or 14 days, or 16. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Let's give it some time here. Let's give it some time. It's gas prices are already kind of coming down a little bit. Eggs are not coming down, but that's because of the butchering of the chickens that had to be done.
Well, that's right.
Left.
Yeah,
but it's getting there. We're going to get there. It's just, and that's why I do believe the midterms. I think this is going to be different because I think you're going to start seeing things coming down, whether it's interest rates coming down or things like that. So the Dems, because have you noticed everything the Dems are talking about, everything they're bringing up, has nothing to do with protecting our people.
Correct.
Bringing prices down. Nothing. It's about this DEI crap that they insist on.
And it's about saving their slush funds.
Exactly. That's all it's about. It's not about anything else.
It's about big pharma, with the RFK nomination. It's about saving their slush fund with this USAID. It's literally every corrupt portion of this government is being, and I'm telling you, if there's Republicans getting advantages through this out.
We know there are.
Get out. Well, the McConnells are. Those. Right. I mean, obviously, you're going to know who is and who isn't. Pam Bondi is our new Attorney General. We'll see what happens. Fetterman did vote for Pam Bondi, so I think there's probably going to be a tiebreaker needed for RFK and Tulsi Gabbard. Maybe. Yep. We'll see. I don't know.
And Collins, Todd Young from Indiana, and Collins have pushed Tulsi Gabbard through. They helped push her through. So all the complaining that they were doing, they came around. So I think they're gonna. I think Tulsi Gabbard's gonna go through. RFK, I agree with you. I think it's gonna have to be the tiebreaker, which is fine. Too. It doesn't. Nobody remembers. Nobody remembers 2 years from now that he only got in with one.
No. It won't matter. I don't care how he gets in. Doesn't matter at this point. He will, though. He will get in. Caroline Leavitt had, about a few days ago, reviewed some of the accomplishments in the short 2 weeks that President Trump was president. And here she is talking.
2 weeks in, and President Trump is already delivering big wins for the American people. Let's go through the facts. On the border, President Trump declared a national emergency, deployed the military, ended catch and release, and reinstated Remain in Mexico. And already, illegal crossings are down 95%. We are resuming construction of the border wall, and Colombia's president is now offering his own plane for deportation of illegal Colombian immigrants. On the economy and energy, President Trump unleashed American energy, declared a national energy emergency, and killed Joe Biden's radical electric vehicle mandate. Wall Street is booming, AI investments skyrocketed to $500 billion, and there's $20 billion flowing into U.S. data centers across our country. President Trump is restoring law and order. He labeled the drug cartels as foreign terrorist organizations, and he is deporting criminal illegal aliens, and he signed the Laken Riley Act into law. Draining the swamp, President Trump signed more than 45 executive orders. DEI has been purged from the government and our military, and lazy federal workers have been ordered back to the office. And when it comes to free speech and transparency, President Trump took 12 times more press questions than Joe Biden did in a week, reinstated 440 silenced journalists to the press room, and ended government censorship. Promises made, promises kept, and we're just getting started.
Yep.
And you notice she never had a binder with her.
Oh, and she never does. She
never had to go back to the binder.
No, when you lie, you got to keep track of the lie. That's what the binders are for. So, unbelievable, honestly. So very, very good. I mean, it's exactly what we hired or elected President Trump for, was this exact moment. And, Jim, what do you got for me?
Well, after she come up, we noticed, our last conversation, for all of you that remember, I put together a little slideshow. And because we wanted to talk about how our representatives are better looking than their representatives.
Well, I mean, it's just
You
true.
know, the people that stand for the liberalism and the things that for conservatism.
Yeah, just fact.
And I put together a little. I'm going to put this up here. It's going to be
Ours are
this
women,
because I
too.
got to. It's going to be a surprise. But
Okay.
here's a case in point. Now, I want you guys to think about this hard. If you can see this, hopefully everybody can see it. If you're listening,
Yeah, if you're
to it.
listening, why aren't you watching?
Here's an example of where we think left and right. The right's better looking. I mean, the green lipstick does match his dress.
You know what the best part of those two are? One doesn't have a penis.
That's right.
I think I know.
So
which
this
one.
is see, we look better. We win this one. I think it's safe to say 1-0, right?
Hands down.
Here's the second one.
Yeah. Oh,
Michael Levin and Tulsi
Again.
Gabbard.
again, one I think doesn't have a penis.
That doesn't
I haven't
matter,
seen
right?
either
I mean,
one. I'm just saying.
So two. I would say 2-0, right?
Yeah, we're 2-0 now. We're undefeated.
So here's a third slide.
Oh,
Nancy Pelosi and Pam Bondi. I'm
no
close.
So my question before you move on with this one, I mean, if you were to take a 116-year-old woman, you know, or an equivalent age of woman to Nancy Pelosi, what would that look like?
Yeah, but do we really know if Nancy has a penis or not? Honestly,
what is a woman really? I don't know.
Now the next one is an example of the previous wife of the vice president and the current wife of the vice president.
There she is, Jack Emma and Usha.
Yeah, I think she's much better looking.
I think so too. I think so. And last I heard, not involved in any domestic violence.
The best one for last. Between class and looks.
Oh, no doubt.
I think Melania wins it.
Come on. And then Vogue is snubbing her again. Yeah. I mean, she is absolutely beautiful. Like it, I mean, listen, I'm not, what am I trying to say? I'm stumbling over words. I'm bumbling here. You don't have to like her to notice that she's beautiful. You know what I mean? There's plenty of actresses out there I absolutely despise, but I'm like, she's pretty. So what? At least I can acknowledge that fact. You know, it's not. These people are just like, she's so ugly and no, you're not. What are you looking at? Yeah,
AOC can be an attractive woman, but it just when she opens her mouth,
she can be.
She looks like
just shut up and stare in the camera, or like I said, jump on a trampoline. Then you're probably.
But I could have shown some more examples of why
there's only
better.
Every one of them.
But I mean, you are correct. We're hot. They're not.
Period. That's right.
You know? And I was going to put up a slide showing, giving the male a little love. So I was going to have Adam Schiff, and then I was going to put Dale's picture next to him.
Of course.
I just didn't get time to put it together, but
it would have been awesome. In my picture. You know, I mean, that's how I might be biased, but I think you're right. You know, thank you.
I mean, I think you're much better than Mayor Pete.
Thank you. Yeah. Yeah. He's better at breastfeeding than I am. I can tell you that.
But I want to ask you one quick question. Everybody out there, do you remember seeing all the cabinet members coming out in front of the cameras and handling the problems within their responsibilities the way that this administration's doing?
No.
Duffy has been out there twice with these latest accidents. Been out there twice doing this, doing that. Not hiding away in Texas breastfeeding their new infant. I mean, they were out there, not
which is
hiding
fine if that was a woman in that position.
It was
a man breastfeeding.
It's neither here nor there. It's like he was nowhere to be found.
Yeah,
nowhere.
It is here nor there. It was a man breastfeeding his child.
They're making fun of Kristi Noem, right? They're making fun of her because she's, oh my God, look at her. She's wearing that. She's all this stuff and all. Yeah, but at least she's there. Her point was she's
and active
with the people
and doing her job.
To make sure they have what they need.
Yeah,
they have what they need. Doug Burgum is doing his job now, just appointed, and he's doing his job.
Yep.
So Pete Hegseth. How many times did Lloyd go down to the border? How many times?
Zero.
No, he was too.
He went MIA too without even informing
making our military more diverse. That's what he was concerned about.
So what are you doing, Jim? Do we have comments here? What are we looking up?
Oh, we got a lot of them.
It's not even close. Dems are confused slobs. That's from M's dad. Buckeye McGroin. That's not fair, guys. No one really knows Skeletor's age.
Good point. Good point.
It's true. I mean, she's got 100 something, right? I mean,
I would go out with the character in a creep show than Pelosi. I should have done that. I
that's
should have
right,
put those
Crazy
pictures.
I would rather. I know,
But I don't
you're
know
not-
if the creep show character is conservative. I don't know. I don't know. Doctor, not
M's
Dr.
dad,
Jill.
not
versus
Dr.
Melania,
Jill
not
versus
even
Melania.
close.
Not even
Yep.
close. I know. Not even close. Ooh, that's right, Great Gear. We're not called the right for no reason. No, that is what a working cabinet looks like. Bam. Exactly. So my point is I don't think Jill Biden's an ugly woman by any means. I really don't.
I wasn't implying that.
I mean, she's not good, her fashion
Right.
sense is terrible, but that's, I'm not even implying that. She's just ugly personally. AOC is just an ugly personal.
Yes.
She's personally ugly. That Jessica Tarloff on the 5.
Yeah.
All right. Just
Agreed.
personally makes her uglier.
Yep.
That's all. They're just ugly inside and out.
They always
I mean,
have a
not even
style.
out. Like Jessica Tarloff's not an ugly woman by any means. Just it makes her ugly.
I mean, until Schumer started
Mhm.
talking about being aroused, have you ever seen a Democrat smile? They are the most miserable people.
They are.
If you
miserable.
just look at they're not even when Biden was in office. They weren't.
They're miserable.
happy. They
They're
were
just
never
miserable
happy.
human beings.
How can you? I want to be happy.
Yeah, me too.
And I think being conservative makes me happy.
It
I get a little
does.
depressed sometime because of the shit that goes on that I have to
Yep.
deal with. But
Yep.
they're
we
just
do.
never happy. And
I agree.
the sad thing about it is,
Mhm.
or the funny thing about all of this going on, the Dems are acting the way they're acting because it's like shit. They're figuring us out.
Well,
Damn
they
it,
got.
They're
That's
not
right.
buying what we're selling.
That's
no
right.
one's watching CNN anymore. No one's
Mhm.
watching MSNBC anymore. All these Hollywood elitists
not.
going on and talking. They're not listening to them. And oh, by the way, the Grammys viewership was down again
As it
this
should
year.
be. Uh-huh.
And because folks, we're not buying your shit.
Mhm.
We're not buying it.
Mhm.
We're not.
We're not buying
It's
it.
over. Your reign
How much
is
money
done.
did Jay-Z and Beyonce have to give the Academy in order to win country music? If you heard anything on that album, it's dog crap.
Yeah,
Dog
I've
crap.
heard. I've heard maybe one song.
Mhm.
This country.
Yeah.
But if you look at the look on their faces,
And it wasn't
both
even
of them when she was announced, they were not. They were surprised.
You think so? I think it was I better act.
Well,
surprised.
I'm telling you, Jay-Z's face was like. I mean,
Jay-Z's
are you
about to be
kidding?
surprised by a lot of stuff.
Well, Jay-Z's about to be in trouble.
Yeah. Mhm. Yeah. Maybe apparently
along
not
with a
though.
lot of other people.
I mean, how would you even show your face to that? What do we got? More comments, Jim? What do you got? You got something you want to play from Reagan here too? Ren and
Yep.
Stimpy said it best. Happy Georgia. If you guys don't know who Ren and Stimpy is,
Yep. Wait,
you
hey,
must absolutely.
it's a good time when we're quoting Ren and Stimpy.
Ren and Stimpy. Man. Love Ren and Stimpy.
Yeah, Jill's not ugly if you put up against Nancy, but when you put up against First Lady, well, not
I agree with that. I mean, there's a lot of people that
Grammys, what's that? Remember when we used to watch it?
I know.
Remember
I
when
do
we
remember.
when we were younger, we used to watch because they never talked about politics.
And it's not like we don't love music. Hell, our last
Right.
2 shows are lead singers here. I mean, like this is what our top 5 is about. I love music. I'd love to be able to sit down and watch. I would gladly watch it if it wasn't so freaking far left. It's like, when are they going to learn that? Doesn't even matter to them that they have no viewership. I don't think it even matters to them. They're in their little world, their little circle. They have no idea what's going on in the world out there, and they don't care. They just don't care. If you were nominated for a Grammy, Jim, being the conservative that you are, would you even show up to the award?
No, because you'd have to hear all the bullshit.
I wouldn't even. No, exactly. Exactly. So,
but
it's just
folks, when we get to a point in our time, we
Mhm.
always want to go back and remember Ronald Reagan. I play a lot of his stuff because, if we do a top 5 presidents of all time, Trump's getting closer.
Yeah.
But, But Reagan will always be my favorite. And
Mine too.
because this was in the 80s.
Mhm.
Listen to his speeches when he's talking about things that we're dealing with now that
I know
he saw coming in the 80s.
40 years ago.
Just listen to this speech, and folks,
You feel old now? 40 years
then
ago.
we'll get into we'll get into the top 5 here, but let's end with Mr. President Ronald Reagan.
Sometimes the big spenders in Congress talk as if all that money they spend just kind of magically appears on their doorstep, a gift from the Internal Revenue Service.
Well, it does.
They talk as if spending were all giving and no taking. Well, there is no magic money machine. Every dollar the government spends comes out of your pockets. Every dollar the government gives to someone has to first be taken away from someone else. So it's our moral duty to make sure that we can justify every one of your tax dollars, that we spend them wisely and carefully, and just as important, fairly. Unfortunately, hardly anyone could honestly call federal budgets wise, careful, or fair. Is it fair to ask one small business to help subsidize its competitors? Is it fair to ask workers in the private economy to pay for civil service pensions that are much more generous than the retirement benefits they receive? Is it fair to ask low-income families to help pay for the college education of children from families with incomes as high as $100,000 a year? Is it fair to ask taxpayers to help pay billions for export subsidies to a handful of America's biggest corporations? Well, it isn't fair, and you know it. But that's the law of the land right now, just part of the legacy of 50 years of trying to do good things for all by treating your earnings like government property. The time has come to decide what benefits we can properly expect from the federal government for ourselves, our neighbors, and those in need, and what government can take from us in taxes without making everyone worse off, including those who need our help. The one thing we cannot do is stay on the immoral, dead-end course of deficit spending.
Man, I mean,
40
years later?
Way ahead of his time.
Way ahead of his time.
I mean, folks, they can insult him all they want. They can say this or that about him.
Great man. Great.
He saw it happening. He saw it coming, and he did what he could to stop it.
Is the IRS going to be abolished? Are we getting rid of federal taxes? Will it happen?
Well, apparently, I mean, if you think about it, folks, I mean, income taxes is illegal.
It is illegal.
It's not.
It is illegal. Income tax is illegal.
Yeah.
So will Congress have enough balls to do this?
Oh, no. Democrats won't.
Nope.
There's no way. That's their money. That's exactly what the Democrats think. That's their money. President Reagan was describing liberals in that speech at the beginning that they take this money and they just think it's as fun.
It's theirs.
It's theirs. They believe they own us.
Correct.
We know how to take care of you. Just let us do it. Well, you'll be happy. You'll be fine. Everybody will be making the same money. Everybody. Bullshit.
Bullshit is right. Bullshit is right.
Absolutely. If we can put them back on there, they got to be added.
Oh, I agree.
I don't know how hard or easy that would be, but they need to be up there.
Yep. M's dad had this. Don't see the IRS going away. The government needs the money. 37 trillion in debt. I disagree. I will say yes. I think it's far-fetched that it goes away. I think there's another tax plan that could be implemented, such as something like the fair tax. I think income tax could go away, but everything you purchase might have a tax on it, and that's fine. I'd be more than happy with that in general. Or I'd be more than happy with the 37 trillion in debt. I mean, how much have we already probably saved by shutting down USAID? I mean, I think there's going to be ways that money now is being used towards paying the debt back, or can be used for American interests here within our own country without an income tax involved.
Keep in mind, our deficit to Japan is in the trillions. To Japan. Because we fund their military.
Correct.
Because we help them rebuild after we destroyed them. I get it. But when
does that go on for?
When can Japan
does it
sit there and
stop?
say, you know what, guys? Yeah, you are trillions of dollars in debt to us, but with everything you've done for us and done since then, because we've made their cars great. I mean, let's face it. It was us that helped them build what they are. I think it's time to. When is it going to be time to say, you know what?
That's it. We're done. We're done. Yeah. Now's
All
the
right. Well,
time.
before we get into let's Warrior Shield Wednesday, let's play that, and then we'll do our top 5. How's
Do you
that?
want me to play the Warrior Shield, or are you going to?
Do you want me to?
I got it.
You're gonna let me do it?
I got it. Shut up.
Damn it. We hit it
at the same time.
Warrior Shield Foundation is here to unite, honor, and provide support for veterans, first responders, and Gold Star family members. The foundation will enable them to find the help they need through direct assistance or by connecting them with our shared vision network. Using data-driven models, we provide solutions that make a long-lasting difference. We, along with our partners, are dedicated to bringing together like-minded groups and individuals who have committed to making a difference in the lives of our hardworking, everyday heroes. We bridge the gap by connecting warriors or their families with the assistance they deserve and require, such as service dogs, wheelchairs, counseling, scholarships, and team-building retreats, to name a few. You can help right now to make a difference for those who have helped and protected us all. Warrior Shield Foundation, selflessly doing for those who need it most.
It's a long way to home, but you won't take the hard road all alone. Just look to your left and look to your right. You were born to fight.
Yes, folks, Warrior Shield. Thank you, Buckeye. WarriorShield.org. Please go there and support this nonprofit that helps support other nonprofits. Please go there and donate. Remember, if you can make it in September, make it down to the Warrior Weekend in Orlando. You can go on their site and find that out. You will see corporalchato.org on there as their recipient this year. We will have Julie, Chad's mother, who runs that organization. She will be here Monday on this show at 10:30 a.m. We need you all to tune in, share,
please.
Listen, make sure you get that out there. It's that important. You'll learn more about her and the organization and about the crap still going on. But supporting Warrior Shield helps them support Corporal Chato's organization. That's what this is all about. So please go out there and please just donate. Give some money. Make it a monthly thing. Just if we're going to spend our cash, folks, do it on the people like Warrior Shield Foundation. It just is that important of a cause.
Corporal Chato
we're proud to be affiliated with.
It's for PTSD for our soldiers, first responders.
Corporal Chato organization. Yep.
They go through a lot, and we need to support them because they make you and I be able to do this. Right.
That's right.
That's what they're doing. That's what they're out there. But the other thing is, folks, we have reached out to Chance, who is the head of Warrior Shield. And it looks like we're going to have a meeting with him and Rich. And it does look like the last Wednesday of every month leading up to it, we are going to do a special evening telethon, if you will.
Well, just show.
It's going to be a show. We're only talking about Warrior Shield, only talking about Corporal Chato, bringing guests on, bringing people from Corporal Chato on, bringing people from Warrior Shield on, the artists, the singers that are going to be there to kind of give get you in the mood for that. But yes, folks, the tickets are on sale now. I think the hotel rooms are fixed. I think.
Oh, did they? Okay,
because they needed to open. And the way when I talked to the hotel. They said that the hotel needed to open up more blocks.
Okay.
Because I think what happened was the hotel rooms went quicker than what they were thinking.
Correct.
Early on.
They
went quicker than what they were thinking.
So now they got to open
plenty of rooms available. There'll be plenty of rooms. And folks, do what I did. If you go online and it tells you that, there's no reservations for that time period for this event, call them.
Yep, you'll get the special price, which is an incredible price for this Rosen-Center, the resort.
Much.
It's an amazing
$300 rooms for only 100 and what? I mean,
111, something like that. Dollars a night.
It's pretty impressive.
It's impressive.
But it's a great time. We'll have a great time, everybody.
Get down to Orlando.
Go out and get tickets now. You can go out and get tickets for everything, with the exception of the shooting with Tig and Boone.
It's $350
for everything. That includes the concert. That includes the banquet where
Mhm.
you know
The meet and greets, the pre,
the meet
you
and
know,
greets, all this.
the
It's just great,
and just
and they'll be able to meet us too, Rich. You're right.
and on top of it, and on top of all of that, you know, a lot of these folks, we hang around after it's done.
Mhm.
We hang around before it's done. I mean, you get to meet all of these people and talk to them, and they're true American heroes, and their organizations are true America First patriot organizations. And if you want to be a part of that, and you should, you won't be disappointed. Spend the 350. Come to Orlando in September. Beautiful time of year.
Gadsden's will be
Amazing
there.
resort. And the price, you can't beat it. You can't beat it. So folks, please do that. We want to pack that place. We need to pack that place. So we need you guys to share it and share it and share it and share it and share it. Keep doing it.
Our goal is to put it in a bigger venue.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. That's the goal eventually. So, folks, please do that. You know, Jim, I don't know what time is it. Oh, hey. It's top 5 time, Jim. It is top 5 male lead singers in a band. They must be in a band. Jim, are you paying attention? Everything okay
Yes, I
down
am
there?
paying
On your,
attention.
where are your hands? You looking at Christy Nome again? Okay. Didn't know. Top 5 lead male singers. As most Wednesdays that I am here, I will go first. Jim, you go first on Monday, right?
Yeah, I went first. I'm looking
Okay.
at Buckeyes list.
Okay, don't play it yet.
I'm
Just
not.
hold on.
Calm down.
Well, you get trigger happy, you stupid idiot. And then you start putting things up when I don't, you know, and then I go to put things up and you put them up at the same time. And then you don't put things up at times you should. Your time
I
is
fight
off.
with you
You're
more than I
horrible.
do my own wife. This is crazy.
We spend more time together. I love you, brother. Here we go. Top 5 male singers in a band. I see some lists down there, and
we'll get them.
We'll get to them. We're gonna get to them.
I like some of them.
I do too. Number 5, drum roll, please. Robert Plant, Led Zeppelin.
Yeah,
Yep. No doubt. How do you not?
Yeah.
His voice is
It's
so
okay.
iconic.
It's okay.
It's a good pick. You don't have to like their music.
No,
You
it's a
don't have
good
to
pick.
whatever.
I'm not. He's not my thing. Led
I
Zeppelin
know he's
was
not your
never my
thing. I love him, but I think as far as
Solid.
his voice and iconic and vocals, I think he's timeless.
Solid.
So that is number 5. Agree or disagree? I don't care. Number 4, Steve Perry, Journey.
Oh, see, that's solid. Very good.
I mean,
Very
it's a
good.
solid voice. I'm not my favorite band. Don't get me wrong. It does bring back a lot of good 80s memories.
Oh yeah.
There's no doubt about that.
Hey,
but
a lot of makeout going on in some of their songs.
oh, I'm telling you. You put Journey
Just
on,
saying.
and you put Journey on, and I think you're golden. You got her, right, Jim? I mean,
Yeah.
like,
Oh yeah.
that's it. So Steve Perry of Journey, that is my number 4. Number 3, there might be some disagreements coming up here, Jim, and you might be shocked at what's not on there. Chris Cornell, Soundgarden. Now I saw Chris Cornell on Buckeyes list. We will show you that.
I
This
think
guy-
you and Buckeye get together beforehand.
No, it's not true. This guy here,
Soundgarden is
literally-
good. Nope,
Yeah.
they are.
He could sing the phone book, man. I'm telling you, that's the thing on him.
I mean,
Rest
this
in
is
peace,
different from
obviously.
Savage Garden.
What?
Let's not confuse the two. Savage Garden.
If you're confusing the two, then your taste in music is absolutely far off. If you're confusing the two.
But no, that is good. That is a good one.
My number 2, again, not my favorite band by any means, but the voice is iconic, and you can't deny how good the voice is. Freddie Mercury, Queen.
I just never been.
I've never been a big fan of Queen. Trust me, I haven't. But if you hear his voice, the guy he had 4 different ranges. Like, the guy was absolutely spectacular as far as vocal go. I do not like Queen that much. I'm just not. But that was my number 2. My number 1, you probably will disagree with, but I cannot, because they're just too iconic for me, and his voice, it is missed, and that is Chester Bennington of Linkin Park.
Oh, solid.
Thank you.
Very solid.
Yeah,
absolutely.
God, I miss him and his voice.
Linkin
Now they got
Park.
a chick singing for him, but yeah.
Linkin Park. It's funny because I name one song. I dare you to listen to one song from Linkin Park and say you don't like it.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
I never even thought that's great. That is.
Oh, thank you, Jim. Thank you for the compliment. Yeah, they're my go-to whenever I just need to, I just want to hear something that's just not of the ordinary or not. I go back to his albums. I go back to them, and now they've got a girl singing. It's okay. It's not Linkin Park, man. So anyways, I'll remove it, but that is my list. Do you want to go to comments before?
Yeah, let's do comments. Let's go out and play Buckeyes here.
All right. Top Chris 5. Cornell. Chris Cornell. Okay. So
Now, Motley Crue was great. I think he brought him down a little bit, but that's fine.
Oh, she had Chester Bennington on there.
Yep, she did. Chester Bennington.
We had 3 out of 5.
Jonathan Davis and Freddie Mercury.
3 out of 5
together.
I mean, I'm shocked. Yeah, but yes, I cannot disagree with those. Jonathan Davis has a really good. I got an issue with 5.
Aiken, yeah, it's okay. Jerry Garcia, I don't understand that at all, but that's fine. Robert Plant.
Listen, there's a lot of deadheads out there, right?
Yeah, I know, there are.
They're all over the place, and I'm sad. Axl Rose, Brian Johnson, AC/DC. Yep. I know that was a good one. So that Zach De La Rocha was almost on my list. He has got an amazing voice. Ozzy, I don't think he's got a great voice. I think he just did a great job with them. I think that's Ozzy's. To me, he's iconic. You know who it is right away. I understand it being on the list, so I can't disagree with it. He just would never be my number one. So. Great Gear, Steve Perry, Chester Bennington, Chris Cornell, Freddie, Brad Delp. Wow, as number 1. But 4 out of 5.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say 4 out of 5 great listeners agree with Dale. Just like
Well, then you guys are really going to be disappointed in mine.
Yeah. Well,
remember these are mine.
I don't know what this. I don't know who that is again commenting. But nope. I don't think she'll ever agree with a list on anything I have. But then we got this nice list, Dale. Of course, thank you, Buckeye. Of course.
So
and then
I'm going to get
Chris and Chester. You are missed. There's no doubt about it. Boy, those two.
Yeah.
Amazing.
No, I can't argue with those at all.
Thank you. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I understand.
Mine
I appreciate
is going to be a little different.
I probably won't argue with them.
These are mine.
Before we go on, did Jim cheat? Yes or no? I think no.
No.
I think Jim was on the up and up here.
Yep.
I think he's on the up and up. So let's listen to Jim. We are ready for your top 5. I wait.
Don't like it, but make fun. This was one of the ones that I was deciding on. Should I have him on there or not? But then every time you listen to these guys back in the early the 60s and 70s and John Fogerty. CCR.
Would not have been on my list, but
he's a solid. I think he's great. Remember, this is my list, folks. Okay.
No. I'm not going to make fun of it. I don't think he's terrible, and I don't think CCR was terrible. It's just not my kind of music.
In center field, I mean, come on.
That's because it's
one of the best baseball songs out there. So.
I mean, I agree.
Number 4, they were on my top heavy metal band, so I have to add the lead singer in here, right?
You do.
Rob Halford from Judas Priest. Guys, when the screaming that goes on now is as I tell my son, this guy started it. I mean, this guy was the original and just phenomenal.
True.
Just everything about it.
True.
And by the way, folks, when I looked this up, he was top 10 on the LBGTQ list too. just so you know.
And remember when people were surprised to find out he was gay?
Yeah.
I'm like, really?
Well,
Y'all
but then
surprised.
you saw him in all the leather, and you're like, well, okay.
Of course he is.
Now. So number 3, Ozzy.
Okay. So there we
Black
So
Sabbath.
these lists are different for reasons, and I'll explain afterwards. But I don't disagree with it. I mean, Ozzy Osbourne's iconic. I mean,
we could talk about lead singers of voices, and because I don't listen to some of the groups that you do.
Of Correct.
Right?
And vice versa. I agree.
So Soundgarden, I do enjoy them, but
Mhm.
I don't listen to them all the
Yeah.
time. I don't.
I-
But the
so-
guy's voice
yeah.
is great.
So I went by also how they sound live as
Mhm.
well to tell me a voice or how they do acoustically or something like that. Like you could just tell the talent of their voice. But go on. Yeah, I don't know that Ozzy's, acoustic voice would be great, but he's iconic and I can't
Yeah.
disagree with it. I cannot
Well,
disagree.
here's where I'm probably going to get some fight from this point. But number 2, from a singing and a performing, just the energy that he had on stage, it was second to none. And that was Bret Michaels from Poison. When you hear Every Rose Has Its Thorn,
it's great.
that I'm telling you right now, that song right there put him, in my opinion, up here because that's great. I mean, he's again, my list. I enjoy.
He's a good
all
live
of this
singer.
stuff.
He's a good live singer, Bret Michaels.
All right, so
I
folks,
was
my number one. Some of you may not have heard of them before.
Really?
But by far and away, this guy has always been my favorite since the 80s coming up. He just needed to learn when you have George Lynch as a guitarist, let him play guitar, leave him alone, just don't bother him. Don Dokken from Dokken. His range, I tell you, now the older he gets, he's not so good, but early on, Dokken, Burning Like a Flame, In My Dreams. I mean, he's just solid performer. And I go out and listen to him, folks, if you don't know who I'm talking about. But it's just my list, my people that I listen to all the time.
You know how we're always defending our own list? Isn't that crazy? We're like,
well, because my list is going to have to be defended because you're going to make fun of it a lot.
I'm not going to make fun of it. I can't make fun of it. I just can't believe some of the people as far as top lead singers that you left off your list. Like,
but see, you got to understand. We could have had top 50, right? I mean, come on. There's just a lot of different things that you can do with this list, and I never even thought. I don't know why Linkin Park is one of my favorite. It wasn't one of those. I just I
didn't
just
resonate
remember.
with you. It didn't.
I remember.
Yeah.
And see, my wife doesn't agree with Judas Priest.
I'm with you. I'm with you on that. Finally, we agree on something. Yes, I absolutely. But I mean, here's I love Bret Michaels. That's great. What's this? It's just because Jim was always saying, "Put me in, coach," when he was a kid.
No, that is not true. Larry, I never rode the bench. You suck. Ask Dad who the best baseball player was.
There's this
Larry.
one.
Ask
There's
him.
a lot of eyeliner in that pick. Yeah.
Yes. There's a reason.
Maybelline. And then this one, and I want to ask why, because he did put it up here. He said, Aiken put Jim, there's a reason I had Jerry as number 5. So, I mean, there probably is a reason.
Cool. He's iconic.
No, that's great.
I mean, he's iconic. And
yes.
You can't really argue with success, right?
You can't.
Some people like music better than others. I mean, some people might have had Paul McCartney on here. Right, you and I talked about that. John Lennon,
sure did.
Paul McCartney.
I can't stand Beatles for anything.
Okay, I did not care for the Rolling Stones.
Me neither.
I just didn't. It wasn't one of my things.
Yeah, they're not my favorite thing.
Some of the groups I listen to, like today's groups, today's music, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't listen to it a whole lot. I just don't. So that's why some of these groups that are out there, I'm not as familiar with.
I mean, there's a lot of great lead singer. I mean, to me, Offspring, I can't remember his name. I don't know why, but their music was amazing. It was 90s. But his voice is absolutely incredible. His actual vocals are incredible. And I like them. I mean, there's a lot of you could have won Blink 182. There's a lot of 2000s and all that. And now today, if I had to say top male singer of today, current, I don't know that would be rock, to be honest with you. Because I don't know that
I would agree with that.
Yeah, I don't know that it would be rock, so that'd be a hard one if we did this year, top male singers that are active and I'm not talking about, Doc and going to the county fair and playing. I'm talking
he would be lucky to go to a concert.
I know they would. That's what that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, I don't know. Is there any more comments out there?
Well,
listen,
Brian Johnson from AC/DC, but you could have said Bon Scott too.
You could have
right?
said Bon Scott.
I mean,
Absolutely.
they had two
A great replacement.
lead singers.
Absolutely.
And
Yep.
you know, I just don't listen to some of the music today.
I think
mean,
Ronnie James Dio had an amazing voice.
To be honest
know?
with you, oh Ronnie, yeah. 90s to current. I listened to country in the 90s, most of the country that I listened to.
Yeah.
So I am not familiar with some of the music. I know of Soundgarden, but I don't
certainly know of
listen to them. I know
You certainly knew of
Linkin
Journey.
Park and stuff, but
You
it's just
certainly knew of-
not something I listen to. I still listen to my old 80s stuff. I listen to yacht rock and things like that. So
Oh yeah, here it is. That's right. Brian Holland, lead singer of Offspring. Thank you. He's amazing. Like his voice is just absolutely freaking incredible to me. I mean, again, you may not like the music, but I'm just listening to
like if
actual
my
vocal
son,
talent.
if he had his top 5 up here,
What would it be?
Greatly different from mine.
Yeah, I wonder what it would be. Yeah, that is interesting. So we have some suggestions for next week's top 5. Next week, top 5 ugliest cars, top 5 muscle cars. But Rich, you did send me one that I think I want to do and take it in a different direction. I think I want to do top 5 foods that make you gag. Absolutely, your top 5 most hated foods. I want to go in a negative direction this time. And I think personally, your top 5 foods that you absolutely hate. Let's go in a foodie direction on Monday. Are you okay with that, Jim? We don't have
we
to.
kind of need to be specific.
Oh no, you're
No.
asking of all people.
The reason why I'm asking is, like,
rules.
for instance, there is a vegetable that grosses me out big time.
That's a food.
Does that count? Okay. All right.
Are vegetables food?
Well, I agree with you, but I don't. When we did a top 5 before we got on this network, we put something out there, and then I started, for instance, bands, right?
Yeah.
So I put a band on there. Well, they're not a band. Yeah, they are a band. They're just not the band you were thinking of.
They weren't technically a band. Did my list surprise you that Geddy Lee of Rush wasn't on there?
I was stunned.
Right.
I was stunned because I was going to boo you.
I know you were, because you hate Rush, and I absolutely love Rush. I like Geddy Lee's voice because it's unique. I don't think it's one of the best voices in, a male lead singer band. I think their band is phenomenal. Rest in peace, Neil Peart, one of the best drummers ever on the face of the earth. I don't think you can deny that. If you are, because then you've lost all credibility. Neil Peart is by far was one of the best drummers.
I'm not a
on
big
earth.
Rush fan. Sorry.
It doesn't matter whether you're a Rush
He's
fan.
no Mick Brown.
Yeah, you're right. He's no Ringo Starr either. Yeah, you're right. So unbelievable. Are you guys okay with the top 5 foods that make you gag? Is that a yes? No? Are you good with that?
Nobody asked us anything.
Nobody asked us any questions today.
Nobody asked us.
I agree with you. Michael Voltbeat, who's current, I think could be right up there. His voice is incredible, actually, Buckeye. So absolutely. Are condiments food, for clarification? Okay, condiments are not food.
Yeah, I would say that we would not count that as food.
Buckeye, condiments are not food. Right? There's a ton of condiments I can't freaking eat. So I mean, yeah, they are not food. So it's just absolutely foods that basically you hate. Like you're like, I can't eat that and I won't eat it, and it does make me gag. I probably have my top 5 immediately.
I know what my number 1 right off the bat is.
It's probably pizza for you, right? Or something. Something everybody loves is what I'm getting at.
Ribeye steaks.
Yeah, right. And so let me ask you, here's another question. Is tofu food?
People eat it.
Well, people eat crickets too. I mean,
I think you have to. I think you could add crickets to it too, but I think tofu would be considered on this list.
This is a cluster already, I can tell. All right. Anyways, folks, Monday, top 5 foods that make you gag. Think of your list, come up with them. Rich and Sharon, thank you for that suggestion. I think that's a good one, and that's what we're going to do. At any rate, Monday, folks, we will have Julie here from the Chad O organization. We want you to join Please, if you can, make sure you share that. I'll put a post out there ahead of time this weekend. It'll be on X. It'll be on our Facebook group page and all that. Please like on X. We're trying to grow that as much as possible. It's at 2 Guys 1 Coup. Please like, follow, and share on Rumble. A lot of you listening on Rumble and a lot of participation from YouTube today, so we appreciate that. Follow the Patriots Pray X channel at the Patriots Pray. Follow them as well, and follow everybody that's on this network. You got Nate Kane, you've got Cowboys and Indians, you've got the Elena Barbera Show, you have, who else? To the Point. We have Damon Galdo, who joined us today in Jersey Shore
Damon
podcast.
Sherrod joined. Damon Sherrod.
Oh, okay. Oh, that who joined. Oh, wrong one. Okay, then. Well, anyways, I thought he was on. Anyways, Damon Show, Jersey Shore. You've got who else? Who else do you have on there? Nate Kane. Did I say him? And did I say Alexandra? Please go listen to Alexandra 360 as well. Everybody on the network. They have great shows. Please go support them.
That's the safest thing to do, because then you don't forget anybody.
I know. I will forget somebody. I know I will, because I always do.
All right.
A couple more comments
folks,
before we go.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think Aiken's right. Condiments are made from food. So I guess if you want to do condiments count.
Well, 3 of mine are condiments. LOL.
So
you can't come up with 3 more foods, Buckeye? That you just absolutely.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, people are going to say like mayonnaise, mustard, relish. I mean, it's like
my brother loves ketchup on a hot dog.
So most people do.
He doesn't. It's mustard only on a hot dog for him.
It's what? Mustard? I'd rather
Mustard
have ballpark
only
mustard on a hot dog. That and onions is my top on the thing. Here you go. X.com/2 Guys 1 Coup.
Yep.
Thank you, Buckeye, for putting that up there. We do appreciate
Please go out,
it.
like us, follow us on X.
Yeah.
So
yeah. We're getting some battles. You guys can battle back and forth. It's not a food. Agreed. Condiments aren't food. Anyways, folks, please like, share, join us on Monday. We hope you all have a great weekend. Thank you for your participation today. You didn't ask us anything, so next Wednesday we'll try it again. Ask us anything. Nobody asked us anything. You know why? Because whatever they care.
Everybody knows everything.
Well, I'd say not, but just be careful. Folks, Jim, thank you. Like, follow, and share. Have a great weekend, you all. Thanks for your participation, and we'll talk to you on Monday, 10:30 Eastern, live. Patriots Prayer, 2 Guys 1 Coup. Julie from Corporal Shadow Organization will be here. Bye, Jimmy. Have a good weekend. See you.